All right, welcome back to NATEFLIX, where we are about to discuss our picks so far for the best movies of the year. Now, bear in mind that a lot of the critical darlings for the year probably won't get mentioned so much here. Critically, I think Meek's Cutoff, The Tree of Life, there's a movie called Beginners. These are three of the most critically praised movies of the year. But none of them made my list. I pretty much go by the movies that really affect me and entertain me, quite frankly.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now what my favorite movie of the year is, without a doubt, and maybe for the past couple years. It's called Drive.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it stars Ryan Gosling. For those of you who don't know, he starred recently in Blue Valentine, also a comedy called Crazy Stupid Love.
Also a movie called All Good Things. Gosling has had 5 movies come out, either in theater or on DVD this year. He's getting a lot of work. Drive is definitely his best movie of this year, and arguably the best movie of this year all around.
This is a great up-and-coming actor. He's been nominated for Best Actor at the Golden Globes and the Oscars a few times recently for definitely for Half Nelson and also recently Blue Valentine. The real star of this film is the director, Nicholas Winding Refn. He recently did the movie Bronson with Tom Hardy, which was not very well known, but very critically acclaimed. I think that kind of boosted him to stardom. Yeah. So now he has his first A-list cast movie called Drive. It also stars Ron Perlman, who played Hellboy. It stars the comedian Albert Brooks as a really despicable bad guy. The love.
All right, I'd like to make a prediction. Albert Brooks is a lock for a Best Supporting Actor nomination. And he has my vote to win that award.
He deserves it, man.
He's been in the business. Steals that movie. Yeah. You were talking about how good Ryan Gosling is, and you're right. Gosling is great. One of the things I found interesting about Drive is that he has such a screen presence that even though he's mostly silent and he appears to be a dork, he's still incredibly cool and intense. Because the white velvet jacket with the dragon, not cool. It's not cool.
One of my top picks for this year would have to be the movie Contagion. If you haven't seen it yet, it's absolutely amazing. It's not a horror movie, but it's definitely the scariest movie that I've seen this year.
Yes, this it was directed by Steven Soderbergh, who did all the movies in the Ocean's 11 franchise. He's a really great director. He won some awards for Traffic.
Aaron Brockovich.
Yes, Aaron Brockovich. This movie really takes Outbreak to a new level. It's all about what would happen in this society when a really terrible virus outbreaks on society that is a real threat to humanity. And it's just got incredible A-list across the board. Lawrence Fishburne, Gwyneth Paltrow, Matt Damon, Kate Winslet. You're gonna see Jude Law. You're gonna see a lot of stars in this. It's very intense. It's very real. It will scare you because it seems like this. Why couldn't this happen?
Right. It leaves you with a feeling of, are we really that vulnerable as a culture that we could fall apart within weeks? So that was the real fear that it left you with, was just utter chaos. I thought it portrayed that brilliantly. Amazing. Steven Soderbergh is an amazing director. He knew what he wanted when he was going into it, and he left you with it absolutely great.
One of my favorite films of this year is actually a Japanese movie called 13 Assassins from the infamous director Takashi Miike.
Oh, gosh.
Now, Miike is sort of legendary in his own way for movies like Audition, which really pushed boundaries. And for a while...
Ichi the Killer, too.
Yeah. Ichi the Killer. Yeah. For a while, I just considered him a shock director. He's inspirational to guys like Eli Roth in his Hostel movies. This is what Miike did. Now, the last few years, he's really started growing. He directed a Western. He directed a noir detective movie. And with 13 Assassins, he's made a historical epic about 13 samurai in the dying days of the feudal system in Japan, who take on a suicide mission to kill a scumbag brother of a shogun who deserves to die. And it's so great because it really captures the mindset, something that's so alien to us these days, of these 13 men would have preferred to die on the battlefield doing the right thing than to have lived in peace. This was their lifestyle. Great movie.
I just want to go ahead and remind everyone, if you are confused as to what movies we're talking about, please go on our website. It's called GoVideoGainesville.com. You will be able to see a complete list and synopsis to all the films that we're talking about.
Nate updates it every week, yeah.
That way you can check it out yourself. If you want to see it, come to Go Video, the video store in Gainesville. We have all these videos available for rent for as low as $1 a day. One thing we got to talk about is comedy. I think my personal favorite comedy of the year is called Bridesmaids. Kristen Wiig, who's been one of the most hilarious people on Saturday Night Live since she started. She finally wrote her own screenplay. She got a good director. This movie is the anti-chick flick. If I ever had a girlfriend that asked me, okay, you got to see this chick flick, you got to watch this really romance movie with me, I would choose Bridesmaids any day of the week. It's like The Hangover for girls. Guys, you will love this. It's raunchy. It's hilarious.
Another movie I want to talk about is Rango. Now, I know both of you have some stuff to talk about Rango. If you're a fan of Westerns, if you love Western movies, you got to watch Rango. Because it's like all the greats rolled into one great family-oriented animation film.
Carl, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to go first because I was going to pick Rango as one of my top 3 films.
I'm sorry. I picked yours.
I love that movie. With my 3 kids, I have seen Rango at least 20 times. No exaggeration.
Great.
It doesn't get old. After watching it a few times, I started picking up on more nuances.
Yeah.
Visually, it's one of the best looking films of the year. It's also smart, well acted with the voice cast.
Oh, absolutely.
And very, very funny.
It's surprisingly adult. If you watch it, we actually, at ODB Kids, we took our kids to see it, and it was surprisingly adult. We weren't expecting some of the stuff that was in it at the time. Patrick?
It almost feels like this movie was somebody wrote a really good Western and brought it to a studio, and they were like, you know what? We love the script. Let's go ahead and change all the characters to really, really great CGI animals.
Right. Yeah.
And let's make it PG. And let's have
like.
Johnny Depp voice the main character, and we'll have Gore Verbinski, the director of Pirates of the Caribbean, be the director, and we'll take this thing to the next level. They did it right. I mean, you could watch this no matter how old you are and like it. This is the movie you take your kids to, and it becomes both your favorite movies.
All right, so to recap, and I think for the most part, we're pretty much all in agreement. Some of the best films of the year so far: Drive, Rango, 13 Assassins, Bridesmaids, and Contagion.
Yeah.
Most of these are available at Go Video to rent, and the ones that aren't will be available there soon. And honestly, I think this is about the time that we have for this week. Come back next Sunday morning, 8:30. We're going to talk about the biggest money losers, the biggest box office bombs of the year. We're going to look at the new releases on DVD and the new releases at the theater. So join us next week at NATEFLIX, your home for movies on the radio.